Oh my gosh. Good day everyone. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I just want to say thank you again to click on this video. I do greatly appreciate your support throughout this video and throughout this series so far. So before I begin, I just want to say if you're enjoying these type of contents and if you're on the fence, that's completely fine if you still are. But I do greatly appreciate it if you drop a subscribe. Anything will do. Just looking forward to making these videos as I have a great fulfillment when I'm doing them. I feel great doing them and talking to you guys. I think for me, the whole live service while discussing with you guys is a lot more fun too. It gives me someone to talk to, you know? I don't have anyone to talk to when I'm playing these games, so having this opportunity to speak with you folks, awesome for me. Anyways, we just got out of an old friend's area with the person that gives the extracts. And we're heading back to see Tsukumo because we did a quick task for him, but now we're getting back. Just want to say, guys, I'll leave a link to the top right of the previous episode. I usually say that in the very beginning of my games, but I missed it and I do apologize. Alright, so we're just gonna head back. If you guys haven't seen any of my videos before, guys, what I usually do is I don't necessarily do all the side quests in these playthroughs. I know, blasphemy, I should, because I know some of these side cases are very much enjoyable for everyone, right? But I will say that I will play the whole game. I'll do the walkthrough for you folks. But you bet that I'll probably do the whole thing right away again. I'm probably gonna play on the easiest mode the second time around, followed by, if I need to, play on the hardest mode to beat the whole game. Because I remember in the first Judgment, there was an achievement just to beat the whole game in the hardest difficulty, which can be easy if you're just playing it for the third playthrough. With all the skills unlocked, it doesn't take much before you... Well, I actually dodged that. I should have kept going with that move. So yeah, it's really easy once you get to the... Well, in hard mode, I will admit the hardest part is the final boss. I won't necessarily spoil anything. I'm not one to spoil. I don't like spoiling stuff in the games. Especially if you're going to play. I know if you're watching this now, I'm spoiling things for you because clearly either you have played this before so you know what's going to happen. But if you haven't and you're just looking for someone to watch the playthrough because you don't have the time, I hope I'm that person for you. And I hope you don't mind the live commentary because I know a lot of great YouTubers out there are doing it without any live commentary, which is completely fine, and I'm glad they're doing it because, you know, a lot of people like to see a gameplay without people talking. But I for one, like to have a conversation. And not just talk about, you know, what I'm playing now, just talk about anything else that went through my day or plans I have in the future, right? Like right now, what I'm going to do is play this. Passed out. I'm gonna play this, obviously. I do have something lined up for the next series. It won't come to no surprise when you see it. It might be that you won't know the game right away, but if you have seen previous episodes in different series, if you've seen previous series, you'll notice that there is kind of like I'm doing a niche here. If you haven't noticed, like a lot of JRPGs, which, you know, it's not really that big a niche these days because a lot of well-known YouTubers are doing it. But what I want to do that's different is to play games that, you know, that are JRPGs, essentially just sticking to a JRPGs. Again, if you have looked through my channel, you'll notice, but did you not do a series on Resident Evil 2? That is correct, I did. I didn't delete the series because at the same time I'm like, you know what, it's out there now. I know it's not JRPG, obviously, more action oriented. I don't know if it's a survival horror because at the same time, yes, there's survival horror elements, but you're given weapons, you're given, I don't know, you know, resources to stay alive. I feel like survival horror, at least to me, I might be wrong, I'm not very well versed in the series, there are more opportunities to be, I guess, caught. There is segments in Resident Evil 2 where it is survival horror like, where you need to use what you have to your advantage. You might have no weapons, you might have no resources, you just have to sneak, which can be very survival horror-esque because then you're required to use the elements to your benefit or to just hide. I know there's a segment in Resident Evil 2, like I mentioned, in Claire's scenario, with I forgot her name, the little kid's name, but when you're playing with her for a little bit, she has no weapons, she has to hide. So it's more survival horror because you need to hide from, you know, whoever's chasing you or whoever's attacking you. So it definitely gives you that excitement at the same time. Anyways, going off of the beat here, JRPGs, if you like what it is, I'm going to be doing JRPGs throughout this channel.
It's hard to imagine. And you're saying Sawa-sensei was given this picture?
Right. And it must have really shaken her up. She wouldn't even stick around to have a chat. Some mysterious woman handed her the photo. She's gotta be linked to Hiro Mikoshiba's murder in one way or another. If I had to guess, she's working with or for Ehara. But I couldn't tell you how they're connected.
It might even be that she's the one who hired the Yokohama Leomon to attack you at that restaurant. If they're telling you to drop the Mikoshiba case, they're connected too.
A threat like that might have worked on a run-of-the-mill detective in over his head.
But how do you think you even got on their radar at all, Yagamishi? Mikoshiba's case is so big they needed hired muscle to stop you?
If I'm that much of a thorn in their side, the police investigation is worse.
Yeah, that's true. Even if they stop you in your tracks, Kanagawa police would just pick up the trail right where you left off.
I have to figure, I'm not the one they were really there to threaten into staying silent. It was Sawa-sensei. 4 years ago when Toshiro Ehara killed himself, apparently, she thought Mikoshiba was the one bullying him. I set up that meeting with her so she could tell me more about what really happened at the time. But as of now, someone's pretty bent on making sure she doesn't reveal that. That'd be my guess.
Well, if that's the case, I'm afraid their threats were actually pretty effective. Sawa-sensei's lips are sealed now. There's not much we can really do about it.
Don't worry. I'm not near done yet. Besides, they've already made one big mistake.
Yeah?
They hired a gang thinking they could scare a detective off the scent. No way in hell they're expecting me to double down even harder on it.
You're totally right. That was a rather massive oversight on their part.
That night, the news broke on every channel and across the internet that the corpse found in Ijincho had been identified. Every student, teacher, and faculty member at Serio High School would know how Hiro Mikoshiba died. The details were heartbreaking, and a lot of lives were about to be turned upside down.
All right, wow. To be honest, I didn't expect it to finish the chapter there. That was a quick chapter, actually, despite the fact that I think the first chapter was actually one of the longest ones. So it's been quick so far.
The alleged bully, Hiro Mikoshiba, turns up dead. There is no mistaking the motive in his murder. As Yagami looks into the heart of the matter, a suicide 4 years prior, he is met with brutal backlash from the underworld. Why does Yagami face resistance at every turn? As night falls over Ijincho, the answer slips further into darkness.
Chapter 4, Red Knife. I'm assuming that's a knife, and the red can be, well, you know what the red part means.
Yes, we have grief counselors on site.
Hello, you've reached
Yes.
Serio High School. Yes,
That's right.
it's tragic news. Mikoshiba-kun was one of our student teachers here, and the school is coping with it as best we can.
Of course. Yes, our parents and guardians have every right to be upset about this. Yes. Oh, yes.
Now to the murder victim found in Isezaki Ijincho. Authorities announced that they have identified the body as Hiro Mikoshiba, a student teacher at Serio High School. Autopsy reports indicate the cause of death was blood loss from a sharp object. Mikoshiba was reported as a missing person 2 months ago in October.
What's the plan today, fellas?
Early on.
Honest, this hangover is kicking my ass. I'm gonna be kinda useless.
Maybe don't drink until sunrise.
Well, that's no good. Without you, Kaito-san, who's gonna be the brains of this whole operation?
You'll have to manage, man.
I figure I'll head back to Serio High today. I should check in on Sawa-sensei, see how she's holding up.
She's got a lot on her shoulders now, huh? Pretty teacher like her doesn't deserve it.
Right from the outset, Sawa-sensei flat out denied that Mikoshiba ever bullied Toshiro Ehara. But then we learned she confronted him about his actions 4 years ago. Which means she was starting to suspect he was the bully.
Then some chicken shades shows up, makes some threats, and suddenly Teach's lips are sealed shut, huh?
Whoever she was, she has to be involved with the murder. How else could she have Mikoshiba's picture from right before he died?
It's almost like the killer was trying to hide any trace of bullying. And if so, that's pretty bizarre.
Why is that?
I mean, if Mikoshiba really was the bully, why bother covering that up? Wouldn't it work in their favor if word of that spread? That way the murder would be, I don't know, more justified?
Yeah, I do see the logic there.
Okay. But what gets me is, why would Sawa-sensei change her answer like that?
Have you considered she may have been pressured to hide the truth? Perhaps by an overcautious superior? I wouldn't put it past Chairman Okuda to pull something like that.
I doubt he has that kind of sway over her, though. Sawa-sensei doesn't exactly mince words with him. Guess we'll have to ask her directly if we really want to know.
Yeah, but didn't she make it pretty clear you need to keep your distance?
What kind of a detective would I be if I gave up because of that?
Point taken. Well, is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, sure is. Help me kick this damn hangover.
Say what?
Might as well hang back, Sugiura. Only I can get in and out of the school without raising a red flag right now.
This is completely true. We are a counselor after all. So it looks like we're heading back to the school. I think, well, it's no surprise the school will definitely be one of the key areas that this game is focused on. Because, well, you already have the whole main story now. I finally I had an idea of the beginning scene where you see the person pretty much burnt. But I didn't know where that would all fit in with Yagami, really. I didn't know if he was actually part of the main story there, or if he's just something along his way. But it seems like, you know, from doing one simple gig, it turned into this huge aspect that now he's involved in something much bigger than he wanted to be. Which is not a bad thing, really, for Yagami here. After what he had to go through in the first game. I want to say, honestly, this might be a little bit easier for Yagami. Although, how am I want to tell? Because the first one, there was a lot that was going on. This one, there's still a lot that's going on, and that involves, you know, students, children. It's important to take into consideration, like, what other aspects is going on. Whether it's just Yagami, but it's not, you know. But anyways, moving forward, I'm just going to use the special here. Just to scare him, really. That looks like it hurts so much. He's tapping out, and then he's done. It looks like it hurts so much.
What a waste.
You basically can break your arm or something. I don't know what type of hold that is. Something with the arm. Probably an arm hold of some sort, but still, that looks super painful. There's a lot of enemies along the way here. I will fight them. I know I usually tend to run away sometimes from enemies, but I think given like, oops, given the aspect of where I'm at in this game, I want to make sure I can kind of continue to get SP, or this is one of my favorite XP actions, whatever they call these things. These things, that's so funny. The guy just passes out and he's just like, oh my gosh, because he thought he's gonna step on him, pretty much break his face in. Nah, it's just a scare tactic, and well, it worked. Completely passed out from it. So you see a blue like icon in the bottom left? That's considered a side case. If I get close enough to it, it's actually gonna prompt it. Again, I know I'm not doing it justice by not doing that side case, but just to make sure we move forward with this game, I'm gonna do a lot of these main quests and avoid those. Looks like school's out already. I gotta go check on Saoi-sensei. Saoi-sensei is probably on the second floor, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken though. I think it's the second floor, because I could have sworn the third floor was where the counselor is located. Yeah, I'm right. Oh, let's quickly grab this. Like I said, it's probably important you grab these. You'll probably be using them quite a bit in the future. In the beginning, you really don't, but if you want to upgrade and get all the achievements in this game, pick up everything you can find on the floor.
Excuse me, Yagami-san?
Huh? Koda-san, what's up? Did a teacher call you over?
Actually, I wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
I saw it on the news earlier. Mikoshiba-sensei was killed. But you already knew that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I figured you knew something.
Yes, that's why you've been asking about him. You should have told us, man.
I couldn't. I knew how hard you guys would have taken it.
You know who did it? I mean, a lot for us to know. Seeing how he looked after us and all.
We're still in the dark about that, mostly. Unless you guys have any leads. All we have to go on is he was probably killed soon after he stopped going to class.
So, he really was murdered.
He said on TV it took them 2 months to find the body. Could that mean it happened on the day he went missing?
A good theory, Matsun, but you're starting to sound like one of those mystery club geeks.
Oh, what did Sawa-sensei tell you? She give you anything solid?
Nah, we didn't really get into it yesterday. Way too many, other things came up.
Damn. It's hard hearing all this, man. Will you at least keep us posted if you find out anything?
No promises, I'm afraid. But hey, I'm glad you guys are warming up to me.
I'm Matsui, by the way.
That's more like it.
Could you keep me in the loop too? I didn't like Mikoshiba-sensei much, but I never imagined this. Now I'm kinda conflicted about the whole thing.
I get that.
Anyway, I should get going.
At least the gang is finally not going to beat me up, hopefully, anymore. I had to fight those fools for so many times. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Sawa-sensei?
Look, I know I can't keep you off campus. I don't have that kind of authority. But would you please stop bothering me?
Can you at least tell me what happened yesterday?
Enough! How many times must I repeat myself?
She's not going to give me the time of day of pushing like this. Guess I'll have to make do with just checking in on her. Yeah, she's having a hard time. I wonder if this picture of Mikoshiba was taken where they find the body. This location must be somewhere in Ijincho. And if I'm going to stay in this case, I need to look into everything. This is true.
Hey, Tsukumo? It's me. You think you could pin down where Mikoshiba's body was discovered?
Of course. In fact, I can do that pretty quickly. Why? Did you want to go there now?
That's the idea.
Okay, but do note that it's been a few days since they found him. The police may have already scooped up the evidence.
Yeah, but I want to check it out anyway. Then I can decide if it was a waste of time.
In other words, you've got a detective's intuition? What a superpower to have. Okay, here we go. They found Mikoshiba's body in an abandoned building near Sakura River. It's near a small park. On the second floor of the building, specifically. The first floor is just a bunch of empty boutiques.
You're the man, Tsukumo. Thanks.
Alright. Looks like we just came here just to see if Sawa-sensei would talk, but clearly she's not in the mood to talk, and it makes sense. Whatever that woman said to her really got her shooken up, and I think it's best that what Yagami is doing is to keep away from her for now. Kind of keep an eye on her, because let's be honest, something will occur where she might be taken away, or she's disappeared. My guess is she'll disappear eventually somewhere, and that's because the woman that talked to her probably abducted her, or she told Yagami, and they figure out, and then they'll grab her then. Well, who knows? I don't know, really. Again, what I suggest doing myself is try to take this skateboard out as often, run as often, because in the previous game, I sound like a broken record because I have mentioned this before, but what I like to do essentially in these games, try to get into a lot of fights early on, or try to get into like these you know, habits or taking the skateboard out, running more, because when I run more or take the skateboard out, it might count towards maybe an achievement in the game where you run a certain amount of kilometers or take the skateboard out for a certain amount of kilometers. Like I came out doing like nothing. Oh, really now? How dare you mock me like that, sir? Let's mess this person up here. Snake style has become one of my favorite. Oh my gosh. Sorry, that was sick. Snake style became one of my favorite styles to use, really. First, it was tiger style. There's one more person here. At first, it was tiger style, and I liked tiger style for what it is, because tiger style is very easy when it's just one person. Oh my gosh, that's still so sick. But snake style has a lot more technique than just tiger style, where I feel like it's just more aggressive. Snake style is more like quick on, moving, quick, you know, being, I guess, like a snake slithering around your opponent, and being slimy and quick. So I find it a really fun style to use, which I'm really glad they implemented it. An abandoned building near the Sakura River. This must be where Mikoshiba's body was found. The lock looks too easy to break, but it's still daytime and there are a lot of people around. I should see if there's another way in. Alright.
What the? Hey.
Unless the window's closed, maybe there's an open window somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh no, I'm just completely out of my mind here. Should be one of these buildings then, of course. There it is.
What the?
That window's open, but it looks impossible to get up there. Seems like sneaking in from the front out of the question. I should check on the side or back of the building. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to look at, you know, hardcore, so I'm assuming it's this side. I don't think we have to go all the way around. Let me see if I can try to pinpoint a spot here for us.
Suspicious.
Looks like actually a good way to get around. Broken fence, huh? I think I can get through with a little effort. I'll have to head through the rear of the building. Well, if the front won't work, I'll just have to improvise. Yes, you do, Yagami. Yes, you do. Made my way through it. Now hopefully there's a way in the side. There has to be. I mean, let's be honest, that's the only way. Parkour style. I like the parkour in this. It's not too much and it's not uninviting. I think it's just a nice way to palate cleanse yourself from all the fighting. The sneaking is okay. The sneaking, I find, I'm not very good at sneaking. It is a fun element because it is different than the first one. Ah, an open window. I can use to sneak in. I need something to give me a boost if I'm going to climb up there. Let's see if I can find anything. Let's. I already see kind of a boost here, I think. If I'm not mistaken, though. Maybe I can use this to give myself a boost. On second thought, no. Sure. Alright, what else do I have here?
Suspicious.
Here is good. I can climb up the spot. There we go. I'm guessing there's no cats in this purview now. The observation moves. Because now we don't necessarily hear a cat meowing when we use it. Alright, we'll just do this. Very simple parkour though. It's, at least for me, it's simple. If you don't know where the parkour is, it's hard. You can get through these areas by taking a running start and then pressing circle at the exact time. We kind of went through this before. Not much of a run I could do here. Okay. I ate my words real quick, people. I didn't expect to be prompted with some sort of QTE. If I knew that was the case, I would have done. I should have read the instructions, so that's my bad. Well, let's try it again. Almost missed that. Alright, so we're here now, but we can climb up a little bit more, obviously. That's what it's telling me here. So far, so good, though. Now I'm getting a better understanding of this whole jump mechanic. I need to make sure I use this timely, though. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Surprised I actually landed that one. I pressed circle. I find that I pressed circle a little too early, but... Okay, that was weird. But I think we made it on time. There's no reason to keep going that... Oh, yeah, we want to go that way, but there's a ladder here. So I'm a little suspicious that there might be a knight up here. Yes, there is. Look at that. Toughness. Yeah, I need that after... We used a couple of health-oriented items recently in a fight that we had with... No, a new stranger in this game. Never met this person before. Almost kicked my butt, though. Not gonna lie. Parkour jump while climbing a wall. Press L and move with circle. Yeah, it makes sense. Wait, something was prompt there. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, I thought I saw something there. There we go. That was what I was looking at. Okay, we're almost there. We can just go up here, I think. There we go. We're almost there. We'll have enough grip strength to make this. And then we just drop. And there we are. Parkour done.
Hello? Anybody here? Coming through.
Now, where exactly was the body? There's gotta be some clues that'll give me that.
Well, what do you guys think? Mini boss fight? Or no? I think there might be a mini boss fight here.
Huh? Are these burn marks?
This black stain has got to be blood. So this is where Makushiba's body was?
Uh-huh.
Alright, time to look for clues. Definitely ought to check out the floor. The marks on the stain is particular.
Hey.
Burn marks on the floor. And it looks like there's red powder dusted on the surface. Is that it, really?
Suspicious.
This building's a pile of rubble. Feels like it's been left around without being taken down. Yeah, no kidding. There's too many of these things. Yeah, they're all the same there.
Suspicious.
Countless footprints. Police must have brought a ton of people to search this area. I think we're good here. Did I call it mini boss fight or Yakuza has to show up out of nowhere? Come on, tell me I'm not wrong. The arrow must be indicating the body's location. I guess the killer would like to have everything lined up. The building matches up with the photo, so Mikoshiba was alive when he was brought here. Which means this isn't where the body was dumped, it's where the murder actually happened.
Huh?
Oh, we met that guy before. Someone's coming. Crap, the cops just had to come around to the scene now.
Hey, I heard something. Who's there? State your name and purpose.
Well...
Get some backup over here.
Hey, now, wait a second. Can we maybe talk this out?
Put your hands up and turn around. Who are you and what were you up to? Takayuki Yagami. The Yagami Detective Agency.
Yeah, in Kamurocho.
Were you the guy at Seirio yesterday? I could have sworn I saw your face there.
Huh? Maybe.
The name's Watanabe. Kanagawa PD Division 1. Charmed, I'm sure. This fella here is Sakurai.
Sup?
So, you think barging into a crime scene was a real bright idea?
What? I thought you guys were done here. I figured I could take a look around. What?
You wouldn't happen to be working with Genda Law, would you?
Huh?
You here on Shirosaki-sensei's business? Saori Shirosaki, right? The grouchy one.
Okay, how'd you know?
Well, it started when Mikoshiba's body turned up. Once our investigation kicked off, we found out about that pervert cop in Tokyo. Seems he knew where the body would be. But when we went to go see him, HQ pumped the brakes. They said no interviews on this one. Much to our amusement, we ended up being directed to Shirosaki, the perv's lawyer.
So these cops met with Saori-san to learn about the Ehara incident.
So being that Genda Law office is in Kamurocho, and you're a Kamurocho detective working your case, that means either the two of you are connected, or I'm really losing my touch.
Well, you you've certainly got my number. Now that you know, how about taking these cuffs off?
Smooth, but the jury's still out on you, pal. First, you got any thoughts on all that?
On anything specific?
The part about HQ locking us out of interviewing Ehara, smart guy. Here we are with a material witness who it turns out knew about a corpse rotting away for 2 months. And those Tokyo chuckleheads just shut us out. Balls even for those tight asses.
When he says HQ, I'm assuming that's Tokyo PD. Seems they're stepping in on the local police toes. Any crimes that happen in Ijincho fall under Kanagawa PD's jurisdiction, not Tokyo's, which explains why Watanabe here might be ticked off.
Ehara was Tokyo PD, so wouldn't they want to protect him? They probably want it handled discreetly.
Nah, if only it were that simple. This isn't about protection. They get burnt real bad if they tried to bury this shit under the rug. Besides, not only is this cop a nasty creep, he's got ties to a fucking murder. Another prefecture blows the lid on that, the top brass may as well kiss their jobs goodbye. Heads would roll. They've got to wash the shit stains off their laundry to keep their asses clean.
Yeah, I could see how that makes sense.
Anyway, so HQ told us their boys would look into Ehara. What we had to do was hand them our notes on the murder. Can you believe that crap? Like hell we're gonna bend over for them. But look where that's got us. Now nobody's interrogated Ehara.
Are Kanagawa and Tokyo PD really fighting over who gets the credit? Don't tell me they're that petty.
Like you wouldn't believe. While the higher-ups play intel hoarding games, Ehara is just sitting pretty. Shit. The cop's supposed to be chasing down the perps. Instead, here I am with my hands tied, bitching to a PI.
So I'm your therapist now.
I was gonna take you down to the station and put the squeeze on you. But if you're a half-decent detective, maybe we could collaborate.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you came all the way from Kamurocho to sniff around here, right? I highly doubt you found much. But tell me something I don't know and maybe the cuffs will fall off.
You proposing a deal?
Depends on if what you've got is worth making one.
This is going to be such a wasted time, but I want some info from these cops myself. Probably best to collaborate with these guys and give them a little bit more insight. Probably this one, and like these doesn't tell me anything, but this helps. Maybe I'm wrong though. Hopefully this works.
Okay. How about this?
What the hell?
Hiro Mikoshiba. Was this taken here? Right before he died?
Where did you get this? What kind of shit you trying to pull?
I could tell you better with the cuffs off.
You're craftier than I thought. Fine. Let him loose. Alright, let me get this straight. Right before you met up with this Seiryo High teacher, a strange woman showed up with this photo.
Yeah. I couldn't get a good look at her. But it seems whatever threat she made worked. Sawa-sensei wouldn't say a thing after that.
Sawa's the one who supervised Mikoshiba for his student teaching program.
I know that. So, this woman you're talking about must have had it in with the culprits. You know they were working in a group.
That's quite a revelation. What makes you so sure about that?
Sakurai, show him the photo of the body. And spare me the protocol lecture. I'm sick of this going nowhere. If Hotshot here is gonna look into Ehara for us, we may as well take advantage of it.
You're the boss, Nabe-san.
Oh, this had to be 2 months after his death. The body looks pretty decayed.
Mikoshiba was last seen alive 2 months ago, October 7th, 6:30 a.m. He was talking to his mother as he exited their house back in the city. Since there were no other sightings of him, it's likely he was abducted a short ways from his home. This had to be done by vehicle, as common sense would tell us. So there must have been at least 2 suspects, a driver and a handler. If it were me, I'd put 3 on the job.
So that's why you figured it was a group effort. Sounds logical to me.
Mm-hmm. Now, according to the autopsy report, they found food in the poor guy's stomach. Based on how digested it was, we can assume he was killed at least an hour after breakfast, putting it around 7:30. And not long after, he was brought here. His throat was slit with a knife. Get all that, hotshot?
So on the day Mikoshiba went missing, he was abducted near his home, and he was killed right here no earlier than 7:30 a.m.
And what was our friend Ehara doing at that time? The old perv was walking through Ikebukuro's ticket gates around 7:43 a.m. This was stated in court and corroborated by multiple security tapes.
But if that's true, he couldn't possibly have killed Mikoshiba. It's 30 kilometers between here and Ikebukuro.
Yeah, that's the meat of his alibi. Yet somehow he knew Mikoshiba's body would be discovered 2 months after his arrest, despite being in custody the whole time. So there's no doubt he's connected to the killers. If we just put the screws to him, he'd squeal. Damn it, HQ! Why the hell are we out here working the site if it's already been picked clean?
All right, Nabe-san. Deep breaths.
Yeah. But do you see why we've got to get someone in to talk to Ehara? Hell, beg Shirosaki-sensei for a visit if you have to. HQ can't say squat about his attorney visiting.
Hell of a cop. We only just met and I'm about halfway to becoming his gopher. Then again, I guess I do the same thing.
What you said raises some questions of my own, about the crime scene and the body.
Oh yeah? Ask away then.
Now here's a chance to get some pertinent facts. I need to ask what evidence the police collected from the scene. Maybe we go with something regarding the building owner.
Doesn't this place have a manager? I'm sure it wasn't always like this.
There is a property owner. He's been around Ijincho forever, but the building's been deserted for 2 years. Apparently there was a padlock to keep the homeless out, but it was long gone by the time they found the body. Broken by the killers, most likely.
What else? I need to find out everything the police collected from this crime scene. I guess we go through everything else, right?
What was the victim's cause of death? The news called it a massive hemorrhage.
Yep. They slit his throat and let him bleed to death. After tying him to a chair, the killer stood behind him. Lifting his chin with his left hand, his right hand slid the knife.
Sounds like you guys have that bit on lockdown, huh?
It's one of the few things we're sure of.
What else? Okay, let's see what else we got here.
How narrow is the window for Mikoshiba's estimated time of death?
Based on how digested his breakfast was, he was killed somewhere between 7:30 and noon on the morning of October 7th.
Pretty impressed you can narrow it down like that with a 2-month-old corpse.
Yeah, well, the window gets much bigger if we consider the possibility that the killers forced Mikoshiba to eat. At any point after the kidnapping, they could have made him eat a typical Mikoshiba family breakfast.
It's possible. All they had to do was make him say what he usually eats.
Good, we're on the same page. Now, if we take into account the decomposition of the body, Mikoshiba's estimated time of death actually ranges from 7:30 a.m. on October 7th all the way to the end of that month. So about 3 weeks.
3 weeks? That's a massive gap. Can't we narrow it down further?
The body's just too decomposed to do that. But expand the time frame all you want. Ehara was in custody through the whole thing, so he couldn't have done the deed.
Right. He spent 2 months behind bars. Hate to think a different crime got him such a strong alibi.
In any case, someone else killed Mikoshiba. If we could just get in the same room as him, we'd know who that is.
What else? Let's keep going with all of them, really.
I noticed the burn marks on the floor in the shape of an arrow. What's with that?
Somebody lit flares here, the ones that shoot red smoke. It was only a matter of time before the fire department got called, and they're the ones who stumbled on the body. Pretty obvious the culprit set up a smoke signal to make sure the body got found. They probably had the timing all worked out with Ehara so he could predict the body's discovery from maximum impact. And that's exactly what he did, just as the judge handed down the sentence.
What would be the point of that, though?
For all I know, he just wanted to blow everyone's minds.
Let's keep going. State of the body.
What shape was the body in when it was found?
full of maggots and decomposing bad. His hands were zip-tied behind the chair, securing him in place. The cause of death was the throat wound, but before that, they really worked him over. Rough way for the guy to go.
Damn.
They even broke all his fingers, on both hands.
That sounds painful.
Fucked up, right? I'm guessing a professional did this. Could be Yakuza, could be Mafia, take your pick. We've got some guys checking that angle out too, just to make sure there's no stone left unturned.
One last thing to check regarding the weapon.
Has the murder weapon been found?
No, there were no weapons at the scene. Real shame. That'd be some decisive evidence.
So when you said it was a knife, was that a guess based on analyzing the wound?
I wouldn't call it a guess. The coroner outright stated that the weapon was a sharp knife-like instrument.
I think that's it. Yeah, we have no more questions.
I think I'm starting to get the picture here. That should be it for questions.
Tell me, you detectives out in Kamurocho always this hands-on?
Sorry, what?
I'm saying you guys work quick. We had barely set foot in Seiryu High, and you already had the run of the place. Hell, you even closed in on that Sawa sensei and got a meeting with her.
I was just lucky to have been there on another case.
Is that right? What? What's wrong?
Somebody's spying on us with binoculars.
No shit?
3 men, 30s probably. The one with binoculars is wearing a black jacket. My number's on my card!
Yagami!
Hey, wait up!
Nice. I like how Yagami went straight for the person that has a black jacket. Ooh, let's go. I'm hyped up. Same concept as before. The first chase, what I understood from it is basically you want to run from the guy. Well, sorry, let me say that again. You want to run towards the guy and make sure you don't lose too much stamina top left, your stamina, compared to the person's stamina in the bottom. So you want to make sure you get to him. When the person's stamina is 0, that's when you're good to go. Grab that. Other than that, I'm not sure what else to do really. Just hang out and just talk to you guys. So a lot has happened. We look like we haven't made a friend. I thought that cop was actually to be the suspect. During a chase, things like a soccer ball, beer case, and buckets are on the road. Make sure you're near one. Quickly press the button that appears and then kick the target. If you nail your target, they lose health. You got it. Oh, nice kick, man. Sick. I think there was a beer bottle up there. I actually missed on it. Got it. So far, so good. Left. I almost missed. I was scratching my neck there. Just keep going. We're doing good, pretty good on this. So far, so good, at least I should say. I don't want to say we're doing like amazing. We're just doing the best we can right now. So another soccer ball, something here. Kick that. Yagami has some good aim, I must say. Want to avoid that. Avoid the cones. There's something here at bucket. And wouldn't that hurt your foot using a bucket? Soccer ball, I understand, but bucket, come on now. We're almost there. I mean, if you slow down, Yagami's like a... It's like Usain Bolt or something. This guy's just too fast. Caught the suspicious man, though.
Damn, hot shot. You're quick on your feet. So let's hear why this fool had eyes on us.
He claims he just wanted to see the scene for himself.
It's true. Ask the other 2 guys with me. They'll be here any minute.
So you were here gawking, is that it? Better than busting in like you own the place.
I thought that was water under the bridge.
So, who are you? Why'd you run?
I ran because I saw a cop jump out a window and charge at me. Are you saying you'd stick around if you saw that?
He thinks you're a cop. Should we get you a badge and a hat?
I'd be honored.
Do you have any ID on you?
Will my license work?
Takayuki-san, age 30.
What do you do for work?
Oh, I'm just a professional pencil pusher. biotech, planning and management.
Are your other two pals biologists too?
No, one's an investor and the other's a consultant. We all went to high school together.
Says here you have a Tokyo address. What brings you to Yokohama?
Oh, well, I'm organizing a class reunion in Chinatown. So I came to scope out the location in advance.
This ain't the way to Chinatown, pal.
Oh, we thought since we came all the way to Yokohama, we might as well peek at the crime scene.
Pretty morbid idea, isn't it?
I suppose.
What high school did you all attend?
Kurakawa Academy, a private school in Tokyo.
So it's not Sayo High. Man, are these guys seriously not linked to the crime in any way?
Hey, over here!
We'll need to verify your buddy's identification as well. I suggest you all cooperate. Nabe-san!
Alright, you jokers are free to go. Appreciate you being so civil. Guess that settles it. We're just dumbass rubberneckers. Tough break, huh? After all you went through chasing them down.
I don't mind. My motto's to always swing for the fences.
Yeah, well, your strikeout was pretty amusing. The guy who goes down swinging is alright in my book. Now that that's settled, give my regards to Shirosaki-sensei. Hope you get some dirt on Ehara soon.
No, that was interesting. I'm starting to piece things together. It's good timing for a chat with Saori-san, actually. But for now, I should head back to Yokohama 99 and give Saori-san a call. Well, you could see how there was a lot of like interesting commentary with the other folks there. The new, I guess, PD here in Kamurocho, or Ijincho. Okay, no, it's Kamurocho because there's Tokyo PD and there's Kamurocho. Okay. I think I'm doing this correctly. I don't know. Sometimes I get confused. I tend to mislead my locations and names of others. But for now, I think I'm doing really well with understanding. Like, thankfully, some of these characters carry on from the first game, so I don't have to remember them all over again. But what I'm going to do, folks, is actually going to call it a video here. I feel like sometimes... Oh, never mind. I take that all back. Wiretapping? No, who did this? Who knows? Could we cooperate? Espionage?
Excuse me.
Excuse me, did you just say corporate espionage or wiretapping? Yes, that's right. Our company is currently in crisis mode. Turns out confidential information has been leaking to our competitors.
What does that mean?
Did you find any bugs? Yeah, actually we found one pure accident. Then we hired a detective to sweep the building and he found 5 more. Apparently it's been happening all over Ijincho lately. Everyone's talking about it on chatter. Some corporate detective will only do all sorts of shady things. Really now? Corporate detective in town, huh? Maybe I should look into the crook competition. What does the buzz reacher have to say? Looks like we have to actually do that, but at the same time, I'm going to call it a video before we do that. I do greatly appreciate you guys taking the time to click on this video. And again, if you made it this far, I do greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I don't necessarily get a lot of people watching all my videos from start to finish, but if you do, thank you so much. I'm going to leave 2 videos up. One will be the Judgment series, if you guys haven't catched that, and one will be just another video I think you might enjoy. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.